Hello Aromas, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Changeling. We're here. Corvin's wanting to check out our blushing face, and no, stop it. I put my hands up to hold him at bay. I was just, don't bite me. He peeled my hands away. I didn't. You shoved your hand in my mouth. No, I didn't. Interesting. Okay, everyone, take your seats, please. Corvin shot me a winking grin as he relocated to his own desk, a row away. Spencer sat right behind him, and I caught a glimpse of him staring at me, but did my best to ignore him. God, my brother seeing me flirt. God. I mean, she was really flirting, though. And not feeling guilty, I'd snapped at him that morning. But that wasn't my problem. I was sick of his accusations. I had enough on my plate without having to deal with him. Everyone take out your books. We'll be starting on a new topic today. Corvin's hand suddenly shot up. Sir, may I be excused? Mr. Ferretti sighed and gave him a long, pained look. Corvin, our lesson hasn't even started yet. What is it now? It's just, my stomach suddenly really hurts. But he was fine a minute ago. Again? You know how it is. Mr. Ferretti just turned away and started writing on the board with a sigh. Make it quick. I watched Corvin dart out of the classroom like he was being chased by something. It felt like the teachers didn't even bother to argue with him anymore. Maybe they were used to him leaving abruptly. I couldn't help but wonder if it was something club-related again, another possession. It would be scary if that kind of thing happened so often, though. I didn't want to think about it. I mean, it's probably happening a lot during this time. Maybe I should try to follow him. I highly doubted his leaving had anything to do with his stomach, but I didn't think the teacher would be as lenient with me. Plus, there was Spencer to deal with. I sank into my seat, opening my book. I just asked Cor about it later. Corvin, sorry. By the time lunch rolled around, I was definitely ready to give my brain a break. The science math tag team combo was wreaking havoc on me for sure. I wandered toward the cafeteria idly. It wasn't until I walked in the door that I realized Corvin and I had never talked about where to meet. I should have asked him during Treg, but it just hadn't occurred to me. He was nowhere to be seen, and the usual crowd he was drowning in wasn't there either. I did see some of its regulars, like Luke and Kara. No Corvin, though. I walked back outside and started down the hall. Maybe he wanted to meet at the club room. I paused near an empty classroom near the cafeteria, pondering if I should head that way instead. It did sometimes seem like my life had started to revolve around that place. Then again, maybe I should just wait here until I saw him. If we were both walking around looking for each other, we'd probably never meet up. I lounged in the doorframe, expecting to see him coming down the hall any minute. If not, I guess I could just go up to the club to see if he was there. The rustle of fabric behind me alerted me there was someone there a split second before the hand grabbed me from behind and yanked me through the open door. Hey! A hand slapped over my mouth, muffling my shout. What? Whoever it was spun us around and kicked the door shut behind us, keeping me tight against their body. Michiko, it's me. Corvin? I should have known. Elbow him in the gut, ask him to let go. I don't think we should hurt him. He's probably hurt enough from us. Ask him to let go. I'm so sorry, I can't quite understand you. He leaned in close, whispering as he spoke. Were you by any chance asking me to let go? His breath ghosted over my ear in a way that made my face go hot. I wriggled away from him and spun around glaring. Don't do that, jeez. What is wrong with you? I tried to brush the feeling of his breath off my ear to no avail. He gave me the usual cheeky grin. Sorry. You're not. Don't even try to pretend. You don't look remotely sorry. I just didn't want anyone to see us. It's hard to sneak away when people are surrounding me, you know? If everyone saw us and wanted to come along, we'd probably have to give up having lunch together today. Well, I guess that's true. I shoved his arm. He still didn't have to grab me like that. Yeah, but I've always wanted to try doing that to someone. Why? It looked like fun. I just gripped my head and sighed. I was never going to understand how his brain worked. Where are we even going? You'll like it. He pulled me to the back of the classroom toward a supply closet. Whoa! Where are you taking me? I mean, technically that is weird. I said you're going to like it. Yeah, in the storage closet? I'm not really into hanging out in a supply closet with boys. It gave me a disparaging look. Michiko, we've had this discussion. Have a little more faith in me than that. He grinned mischievously and pulled me closer, staring into my eyes. This is awkward. I don't know where to look. If I wanted to take you somewhere secluded to make out, I'd definitely make sure it was more romantic than a supply closet. Oh, okay. Just casually say that to me. My face started burning again. I reached up, pinching his cheeks hard. What are you even talking about? You're going to do what with me? Ow! I let out a I let go and continued to glare, trying to ignore how hot my face was getting. He rubbed his cheeks, still grinning. You get embarrassed surprisingly easy for someone so adorably sarcastic all the time. No, I don't, and I'm not adorable. He laughed again and pulled an old-fashioned silver key out of his pocket. Is that for the closet? That looks cute and cool. I was confused with words, but then I don't know how the fusion would be. Corvin released my hand and leaned over the doorknob. Is that even going to fit there? Don't worry, it fits everywhere. He placed the key inside the keyhole, and to my surprise, he was right. It slipped in like it was made for it. Corvin twisted the key and pulled the door open easily. And on the other side was a courtyard? Oh! So this is how he enters? He has like a universal key? This definitely fits in the category of weirdness. Come on, before someone sees us. Allie's probably waiting already. He motioned me through the door and followed right behind me. It was strange. At the courtyard area, it was definitely summer, or maybe late spring. The air was much warmer than Pine Hollow, and everything was green. I must have had an odd look on my face because Corvin laughed slightly and pulled me further inside, shutting the door behind us. We're at a place attached to my family's cafe. It's kind of nice, a nice little getaway. I like coming here sometimes. It can be overwhelming to always be so crowded by people at school, but it's lonely when I'm here by myself. So he was always fond of his crowds of admirers. The woos of being popular, I guess. It's beautiful. I'm glad you like it. Didn't you say Allie would be here? Does she have a key like that? She usually has lunch here, but I guess we beat her today. And as for the key, he laughed sheepishly. Well, you can get here from the club room. I raised an eyebrow and tried for a glare, though I don't think it worked. So abducting me from the hall and dragging me through a supply closet was just so you could show off. Well, maybe. I guess it didn't matter much anyway. The end result was the same. There was a rustle of movement on the other side of the courtyard as someone let out a tongue-curling yawn and sat up from where they'd been sleeping under one of the trees. Oh, it's Brenna. Hi, Brenna. It was Brenna. She eyed us tiredly, picking a leaf out of her hair as she yawned again. What did you bring that one here for? Corvin looked at me curiously. Well, have lunch. That one? But by the way, I never got a chance to thank you for helping me that morning by the bridge. I kind of ran off suddenly and I wasn't helping you. She stretched, slowly arching her back just like a cat before she said, Oh, what were you doing then? Brenna sashayed past us, opening the door we'd just come through. This time the club room appeared on the other side. She glanced back at me before stepping through. I just didn't want them to get their way. She slammed the door shut behind her before I could ask what that meant. Them? I looked at Corvin, but he just shrugged, apparently as confused as I was. I wasn't entirely sure what to think of that. Still, she did help me back then, whether that had been her goal or not. I should have waited so long to thank her for it. But what them and get their way? What did any of that mean? The door opened again and I turned, expecting Allie this time. EWAN! I haven't seen you in so long! Oh, I miss you. I miss you even though I haven't known you. But EWAN stepped through instead, fortunately with his head intact. This is so wild. You're the last card, bro. I really never expected I'd have that thought about anyone. This is so weird how like every single guy we're gonna pursue next shows up. Because I haven't really seen EWAN pop up in any other story route. This is so crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god, please don't steal my heart from Mark. Even Corvin, yeah, please don't. Neither of you, please still don't steal my heart. I hadn't actually seen much of him over the last few days. EWAN comes here sometimes as well. I can see that. He ignored us both, went to the far side of the courtyard, and plopped down exactly where Brenna had been. How many places like this are there in the school exactly? None of these places are in the school, but there are only a few stationary ports like the door in the club room, if that's what you mean. Yeah, sure, I was definitely asking about stationary ports, whatever those are. He held up his key again, laughing. With one of these, you can access pretty much any non-restricted port in the region as long as you can properly visualize it. So these ports are like portals that lead directly to areas not in your immediate local. This key can open a port in any functioning door as long as the portal I'm trying to get to doesn't have a spell restriction access. That's actually pretty cool. Magic usually is. I looked over at the spot where EWAN had flopped down, mulling over whether or not that was true. I guess it depended on how you defined magic. By the way, is Ewan always this friendly? I lowered my voice to a whisper. He was basically completely ignoring us. He didn't even say hello. He just takes a while to warm up to people. He finds socializing a little awkward, you know? Wow, we're gonna be such great friends. Just sit there silently. We both understand the mutualness that we want to know each other, but we're too awkward. But I mean, we all already know about the head thing. It's not like we're going to freak out. Again, that doesn't make it less comfortable, concerning that he made me faint and scream. I did not scream. It was more of a squeak. Corvin just laughed. Come on. He took my arm and led me to a table. As we were pulling the chairs out to sit, I heard another familiar voice. Hey! So Cor decided to show you the courtyard. Allie, hey, where were you? I hadn't heard her come in. Hi, Allie. She quickly joined us. So, what do you think of it? It's really amazing. I mean, you already know that. Hey, I'm going to step out to get our lunches. Alright, I didn't bring anything. Should I? My treat. It's a date, right? Because we're getting food from my family's cafe. Wait, So it is a date? He exited through a different door, leaving me to deal with Allie, who had a really smug grin on her face. I glared at her. Not a word. I don't even understand what this date is, okay? I wasn't going to say anything at all. I hope I'm not interrupting your date, though. It's not a date, it's just lunch. So, you eat here a lot? Yep, changing the subject as fast as possible. I see. Well, I do prefer it to the cafeteria. Why is that? Too crowded, and it smells like my dad's feet. Well, I couldn't dispute that, really. Not that I'd ever smelled her dad's feet, but it did have kind of a footish sort of smell sometimes, which is absolutely disgusting. And the murder has really good food. The murder? That's what the cafe is called? She just laughed as she pulled out a chair and flopped down. I sat as well and looked around again. It's not just a cafe, that's sort of the front. I mean, it is run by a family of wizards after all. But it's not just food. I mean, it's not really that at all. The truth is, She was suddenly really quiet, and there was something sad about her smile. Sometimes I guess I feel like I'm growing away from my other friends. There's a huge part of my life I can't really talk about at all with them. It's kind of hard sometimes, but I can come here and talk about it with Ewan or whoever else is here. Like Brenna? Allie made a face. She was here when we got here. No one talks to Brenna about anything, but she's so pleasant. Yeah, right. Anyway, that's why I was so glad to find out you're one of us. It can be really hard to feel so disconnected from everyone else. She leaned over and gave me a tight hug. I'm really glad we can share this. Same, Allie, same. I hugged her back. I mean, I was glad too. I couldn't imagine trying to get through this with a bunch of strangers. Still, was it that impossible to keep normal friendships when you were on this side? Damn it, Elliot seemed to have a lot of friends though. I mean, even if they can't share that they're not human. Well, if you think about it, both of them are able to lead pretty normal lives during the day. That magic never gets turned off, so I kind of have to be on constant guard for casting accidental magic if I get worked up. And Ewan, it's the same for him. It's one reason the rules about exposure are more strict when magic's involved. I glanced Ewan's way, but he had his back to us and showed no indication of joining the conversation. But what about Corvin? He's always surrounded by people. Corvin can't completely shut out others because of his work with the Orais lurking around the school, but having to spend time with people because you're responsible for their safety isn't quite the same as being friends with them. Responsible for their safety? That made it sound different than I imagined somehow. Besides, most of the people are just drawn to him because of his magic. Because of his magic? I didn't really get what she was trying to say. What is Orais naturally drawn to me? Startled, I look up at him. He set a few white bags on the table before pulling out a chair for himself. Allie reached in and started pulling out sandwiches and paper cups. I immediately smelled coffee. When you say Orais, those are pieces of souls that attack people, right? They don't always attack people. In fact, it's usually pretty rare that even the lost ones resort to attacks. It only happens if they absorb miasma. That also tends to make them want to stay away from me. But I was talking about everyday Orais. Everyday Orais? Orais are just the pieces of our souls that house secrets, dreams, memories, and other similar aspects of a person's heart. Some break loose and wander free for various reasons, but everyone has Orais within them. Orais that are a part of them, influencing their actions on a daily basis. And even if an Orais is attached to someone, it's still drawn to me. But why? What exactly is your responsibility? Think of him as being like a guide. Caring for Orais or helping the lost ones get home is just what he does. So the Orais that are still part of people are drawn to you. The rest of the person feels that pull as well. Orais are like that. They influence your thoughts, feelings, even actions because they're a part of who you are. You make it seem like all the little parts of my soul have a will of their own. I am having major deja vu, and I don't like it. I had a dream, and now everything's hitting me because I thought it was a weird fucking dream to begin with. I don't know if it's gonna be happening in this route, but I remember Kara in my dream. The way she's so obsessed with Corvin is because her Orais, everything they're saying, the whole Orais being attached to him or whatever. What was he say? Influence. Still part of the people who are drawn to you. The rest of the person feels that pull as well. I feel like Kara's Orais is feeling that pull of Corvin, is very obsessed with him. I had a dream, something similar like that Kara was gonna beat us the fuck up because we were so close to him. I don't know if it was a dream or maybe it's like in some other route, but I do not remember it in another route. I don't know if my dream is gonna come into reality into this game, but if it does, that what the fuck? I had a dream of me recording a game. Okay, well, this is where I'm going to stop for today. If that does happen, if Kara goes flip batshit crazy on me, I'm gonna freak the fuck out because I dreamed the future and it's weird and it's disgusting and I don't like it because it's ugh. Because I had that dream probably like months ago. So thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Touch it,